GM Muktanshu. I'm gonna do a quick sound check.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Is anyone else joining today from EPNS, or are you
Yeah.
our rep? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
No. Jeff will be joining in like a couple of minutes.
Okay, sweet. We'll get Lo-Fi Girl back up here for a bit.
Yeah. Sure.
I pinged Jeff in the EPNS channel. Have you heard from him today?
Yeah. So like Jeff ran into some problem with his machine, I guess. He's asking for just a couple of minutes. If you want, we can just initiate with the like primary conversations, and then we can move on to whenever Jeff joins.
Cool. Let's do it. GM, everybody. Welcome to today's AMA with EPNS, Ethereum Push Notification Service. That's an exciting time that we're chatting with them today because I know we have a channel ready to launch imminently for our governance. And so we're going to talk all about that, learn more about EPNS, and learn about additional future ways that we can collaborate between ShapeShift and EPNS going forward. So thanks for joining us, Muktanshu. Why don't we start with a quick introduction of yourself and then just a high-level overview of EPNS.
Yeah. So hello everyone, my name is Muktanshu and I work as a developer plus dev relation person at EPNS. So basically I was pretty much responsible with the collaboration, how we work, and then I'll be explaining how EPNS works. So EPNS is a full form of Ethereum Push Notification Services. We are a notification protocol which collaborates with different interesting projects to generate user-based notifications for them. So the thing, like the part of the puzzle which was missing in the Web3 world, were notifying people. This idea generated from wallet to wallet conversations, and then for now our use case is notifying people through different procedures and different use cases. So what EPNS basically covers, we can notify people if you are a service-based protocol, if you are ENS, or we can have governance-based notifications, which is basically what we are doing with ShapeShift. We also have finance, DeFi-related notifications. So we take use cases from people, work ourselves into it, and sometimes with their help, like we did with ShapeShift, and then try to generate a personalized notif to your wallet address for you with a call to action link that will redirect you towards like where the notification is coming on and what can be your next step to do that. So yeah, pretty much that is what EPNS does. With ShapeShift now, we have collaborated with ShapeShift and we have worked on 3 basic use cases which are generating notifs for governance. So the first use case is the one where we are notifying people about the new proposal that has been introduced in the ShapeShift DAO. So basically, this is where a person who is the receiver is like notified that this proposal has been like released. This will be the end time, and you should go hurry up and vote. This next one is kind of an extraction from the first one, which is like a reminder for voting on a proposal in like 24 hours the notice. So basically, we remind people that a proposal is there, and then we remind people that the proposal has ended. So this is pretty much the governance use cases which we are covering with ShapeShift.
Awesome. So yeah, EPNS is the notification protocol, which is an awesome problem you guys are solving. I know without EPNS, there's just really no great way to notify a user if all you have is their Ethereum address.
Yeah.
And yeah, excited for this first use case, which is limited to governance, but still a very important use case, and hopefully just the beginning. So I wanted to ask Muktanshev, and I was trying to sign up for the channel last night. I know it's like live, but I guess not added to the UI yet. When are we planning to launch this channel for ShapeShift governance, and when can our community in for notifications?
Yeah, as per the calendar we are planning, we try to launch the channel in like mostly 1 or 2 days time after the announcement, like after the official announcement or Ask Me Anything. I guess for now the ShapeShift channel is almost live. If you want, you can just like tune up because it's on the UI. We have like a channel ShapeShift DAO, which is fully running. It's in prod, and you will get the notification as soon as the first governance use case is introduced. Hey, so
Sweet.
Jeff is also here.
Can we? So you mentioned it is live. All right, we'll pull Jeff up. Welcome, Jeff. GM, sir.
Hey, GM. How's everyone?
Best day ever. How are you doing? You get the computer issues sorted, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It took me forever, but we're here.
No problem. Of course, there's computer issues right at the beginning of the AMA. It's always the worst timing.
Yeah, to be honest, it was the headset at the end, but it's fixed now.
Awesome. Yeah, you sound great. Muktanshev gave us a great overview of EPNS.
Perfect.
I would love to hear an intro from you, but real quick, we were on the subject of the ShapeShift DAO governance channel. It sounded like, Muktanshev, you're saying there is maybe a way that like everyone on the call could go check it out and opt in right now.
Yeah, pretty much. If you want, I'll just drop a link in any of the like channel chats you want, and anyone can go and just subscribe by clicking through that link, log in into browser tab, our tab, and he'll be informed. I'll just try to drop a link.
Let's do it. Do you see the stage chat channel right above the stage? I'll tag you in right now.
I'll just drop the link here. Yeah, I was just tagged.
Sweet. Yeah, I think it's a great way. But the best way to really understand a concept is to just try it out. So plus, this will be a great way to boost our subscriber numbers. So when we put the announcement, people will see we've got a good healthy number of subscribers already.
Yeah, because as soon as the number of subscribers increases, the recommendation for your channel will be like up the board, and that's like a pretty good thing to have.
Let's juice those algorithms.
Yeah.
Awesome. For us, Willie, the governance use case is taking so much traction right now because when you start thinking like moving governance it's difficult sometimes, right? Governance happens in too many places, and there are so many discussions happening in so many places. So most likely, if you're keeping an eye on Discord, for instance, there's also other conversations happening in Discourse or even in Snapshot or any other platform, right? So that's part of the things that working in collaborations like this get us into a good spot, because it will actually centralize the information for people, so they get the information in their fingertips, and they can know immediately right there what the proposal is about, and they can actually go to where voting happens, for instance. And very soon in the future, we're also going to enable even casting your vote from the notification itself.
Oh, I'm super excited about that. I'm glad to hear you guys are getting product market fit with that use case. It makes a ton of sense, because I think, to your point, I assume a lot of the governance participants we usually have about 100 voters on each proposal. Yeah. I assume a lot of them are more active contributors who are hanging out in the Discord. But something I am really excited about, as as ShapeShift expands is to really activate our users and our community members who will be Fox owners once we activate incentives, and all these users who are using ShapeShift will be earning some Fox. And I'm really excited to see how we can really engage them and get them to participate more in the votes, especially because with our governance, I think we do a pretty good job of having human readable proposals that don't require you to be an expert degen. Like a lot of protocols, it's like they'll be talking about, really technical stuff that, the average user of the protocol even has no context of. So I'm excited about that. I think one thing that once this channel is live, we've got this new Fox token page in progress that we're adding to the UI. It's going to talk all about Fox and all the things you can do with Fox. We are going to be displaying some the active proposals in our UI and enabling users to vote from that interface. And yeah, I'd love to add a CTA to subscribe to our governance channel. And I think that's a good segue too. We also have a mobile app. So right now, let's talk about oh, nice. Shadow, it looks like Shadow is successfully opted in. So thanks for posting that link, everyone. If you follow that link, you can subscribe and you'll start getting notifications. So yeah, let's talk about once you subscribe, where do you receive these notifications?
Let me take this one. So right now, we have 3 crypto front ends where you can receive these notifications. One is our mobile app, which we have in the 2 flavors, iOS and Android. So that is you installing an application and you will get push notifications to your phone, just like you get any other WhatsApp message or something. But in this case, it's about governance proposals that matter to you. And notifications, the call to action thing, or the CTA thing that Willie Fox was mentioning is the fact that you get a notification, but it's not just text that will be delivered to you in a notification, right? They are much more fun than that. And they can come with multimedia content, rich media content, but the call to action thing is what will actually take you to where you need to go and cast your vote, for instance. Aside from the mobile app, we have the Chrome browser extension, which it's identical in look and feel and behavior to the mobile app. So you'll get all the different notifications that about governance proposals, and we are working on browser-based notifications as well. On top of it, we also offer our own app at app.epns.io, where you can go and take a look at all your notifications that have been sent to you, right? So those are the crypto front ends that we have for now. Doing or working on the crypto front ends, it's not really our main focus, because our main focus is developing the protocol, adding more features to it. But we realized that in order to experiment what notifications are like, then we had to work on these crypto front ends. That's why they are here. But we do offer front end SDKs and back end SDKs so that you can also build your own solutions.
That is amazing. Yeah, you guys heard it here. You can download the EPNS app and get mobile push notifications. You can use the DApp, the web DApp, app.epns.io to see your notifications. There's a browser extension, and they're working on browser notifications as well. That's awesome. So these notifications really can work anywhere. And it's cool to hear that you guys are really focused on the protocol. But you kind of had to build the interface, because that's one of the big things that ShapeShift is working on solving. And that's one thing I'm really excited about. I would love for ShapeShift to be another interface where users could see all of their notifications, not just for ShapeShift governance proposals and ShapeShift app activity, like when you complete a trade or when you receive tokens, but also for notifications for all the other channels that you're subscribed to. Would love to have like a little notification bell in our UI that shows all those channels, UI where users could opt into the different channels they want to follow. And similarly, once we have EPNS in the mobile app, leveraging the actual mobile push notifications to give users native push notifications. All the different channels are following through EPNS, but through the ShapeShift app, so that they don't have to download another app, and so that you guys don't have to also do everything, and we can kind of focus on the interface.
Exactly. That's part of the idea, right? We are trying to make it simpler for dApps and protocols to take care of the sending part, but just forget about the receiving part, because we might have that covered for them.
Very cool. Well, I hope we can develop that use case. I think it would be awesome, and it seems like a really perfect fit there. So on that note, let's talk about like what we've talked about how you can receive these notifications. Let's talk about what's available for a protocol. What options are available for triggering notifications?
Tanshu, you want to take this one?
Yeah, this is a very interesting topic for me. So really, we are running on two basic ways for now. One is the showrunners framework, which we did for you guys. So in this one, basically, we take kind of full responsibility for the development things. You just provide us with like the dependencies from your side, which was like your API, sometimes your subgraph or your contract. These are basic like three informations which we try to fetch from. So this is from our dependency side. We try to get the information, try to implement logic to trigger a notification, and then trigger a trigger a notif for a user. The second one is an interesting one, and this is like my and Jav's favorite one. This is the backend SDK integration. So this is the one way that gives you the liberty of creating your own use cases. You just have to do is basically import a backend SDK into your code, then implement the logic for that, which will not be dependent on us for data. So you'll just be using our functions to trigger a notif for your channel, which you have already created with like our protocol. So in this one, you can have like liberty of sending your notifs on customized basis. You can also have liberty of like having updates of new use cases which you can cover. And third, you can also go for like personalized notif if there is like any kind of announcement or any kind of that. Just rather than informing us, you can go that. But with the showrunners framework, which we have done for like ShapeShift, is 100% our responsibility. That's also like the favorite thing because that's what I do. So in this one, we just get the information and serve you with the best notif we can do in our potential.
That's awesome. I love that you guys support so many options for delivering and for triggering these notifications. It's a very flexible protocol. So did I hear it correctly? Like if we wanted to, let's say, send a push notification to a user when they received tokens, would we need to run our own backend for that? Or is that something we could do without any backend? Because obviously for the DAO, it's a challenge for us to actually host anything. So we've done our best to architect everything to not rely on any centralized dependencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jeff,
Take it.
At least centralized dependencies that we host. We do sometimes integrate third-party APIs as long as there's not any like secrets required in our backend.
So the positive part of EPNS is like the low level of dependency on third-party data. Like for ShapeShift, we did not ask for any kind of very deep stuff or stuff like that. It's just like surface level information, and we try to implement that using our logics. Right. So for basically like the DAOs I have covered throughout my stay is like our dependency, which is the showrunners framework, because like integrating a backend is not very DAO specific because the notification is pretty much the ones which we are able to trigger just by the showrunners implementation. Though if you are very inclined on like using our backend SDK, it's just not a very much stress because it's just like a function call from our backend. That channel is hosted on our servers, be it staging or be it the mainnet server. Like the notification that you'll trigger is from your side, but the everything that is hosted is on our servers, be it staging or be it mainnet.
Awesome, sweet. That sounds great then. And so on that note too, let's go back to the use case of like if we want to send a notification to a user when they receive crypto. You guys are called Ethereum Push Notification Service. Do you support other blockchains, or is it Ethereum only?
Let me take on that one. There's a clarification to do here. EPNS is a misnomer right now. To be honest, well, EPNS stands for Ethereum Push Notification Service. We are not only in Ethereum anymore. It's not only about push notifications, and it's not a service, but it's a protocol. So that's why it's a misnomer right now. But we are working on a rebranding that will happen sometime soon. But that is me saying that we are going to Polygon very soon, and after we go to Polygon, that will be our first chain that we are going to deploy in. But we are going to go aggressively over all the other chains, EVM and non-EVM chains, and that's going to happen this year, right? So we can observe at events. Right now, with our current setup, we can observe that events happen in any other EVM compatible chain. So that's why we have channels observing that events happening in Polygon and any other many other chains, right? But we are going to formally install our communicator contracts in all these other chains so we can have more flexibility and more power to do things.
Very cool. That's awesome. Love to see how you guys are evolving. That's pretty cool that you've evolved so much that every acronym in the original brand needs to be updated. And so does that mean, like, is it theoretically possible to send push notifications to like a user's Bitcoin address?
That's an interesting question. I don't have the answer right now. But it's something that we can discuss, and I'll update you. I'll update the community later.
Cool. Yeah, more just out of curiosity. I'm sure there's more opportunity in Ethereum land. Like, I guess you could only have notifications for like, hey, you received Bitcoin, you sent Bitcoin, but it'd still definitely be nice to have when you guys do support that. Cool. What about localization? Do you guys have any current support or any plans to support localizing the language in these push notifications?
Well, that's interesting because depending on how we are working out the collaboration, let's say, if a team is sending the notifications from their backends, right? And they can do all the programming, all the computation that they want before they prepare a payload and send it to the network to be delivered, right? So localization, I guess that's me saying that localization can be applied before preparing the package that you want to send to your subscribers, right? And even if we go the other approach, where we monitor your infrastructure to send notifications after an event happens, we can also do the same. It just requires more programming and more knowledge, but then it comes with a price because you will never know. This is the crypto space, and you know, EPNS goes hand by hand with the Web3 ethos of preserving privacy. So how will I know that these user preferences are set to receive notifications in Spanish or English, right? Maybe if I create or we create a service for you guys to keep an eye on your infrastructure, we will not know that. But if you go the backend approach, then you will have so much more flexibility to customize notifications based on preferences. That's actually great that you ask. There is this thing that we are introducing very soon that is called user settings, but that is more related to which notifications you want to receive, how often do you want to receive them, but not so much into the culture and localization thing.
Yeah, very interesting. And I see what you mean. We'd have to have the user kind of set that setting or opt in. Otherwise, how would we know which language they want to receive notifications in? So yeah, really interesting to think about how that could work. I know that's something that we are focused on is globalization, but I think so far we have seen that a lot of our global community members still at least speak some English. So again, one of those nice to have things, but still what you guys are offering now is far above and beyond everything else and solves a lot of needs for us. Let's talk about, I think something that's interesting that the community would be curious to learn about is kind of how the DAO manages and owns these channels. Can you talk about that setup?
Yeah, we're talking about the ShapeShift channel in this case. It's interesting because one of the things that we and you know, Willie, if you have anything to add, just let me know. But basically, what we enabled is when you have a channel, and having a channel, let me put an analogy on everyone's head right now. So if you're a musician and you want your followers to be able to know the latest news from you, you will create a channel in YouTube so that users or your followers can subscribe and receive notifications from you. That is the analogy of what a channel is. When you activate yourself as a service in our protocol, basically it will enable whoever opt in to receiving notifications from you to start receiving notifications. But depending on the protocol size or the project or the app size, there might be the need to delegate permissions on other wallets to send notifications on your behalf. And there might be different needs as to why you want to delegate permissions on other wallets to send notifications on your behalf. Right now, in this case for ShapeShift, we are taking care of within our infrastructure of sending notifications from you. The channel is yours. I think the channel was created with a multi-sig wallet from the DAO. And basically what we requested from you is that you gave us permissions to send notifications on your behalf. Those permissions can be revoked at any time, and you can add as many delegates that you want, as you want.
Super cool. And yeah, a very DAO-friendly setup. This went through our governance process because we always approve, we require the community to approve any transactions before the DAO multi-sig will execute them. And we had to we staked 50 DAI, which is just like a civil protection measure that EPNS has in place. So we created the channel, the DAO is the admin, and then we delegated permissions both to EPNS so they can send out the governance notifications, and we delegated permissions to a wallet that the growth workstream set up. So the growth workstream also has the ability to go in and send out a custom notification to any of our subscribers whenever they want. And if we ever want to appoint a new delegate, the DAO has the ability to do that. It's a very friendly setup there.
And that's a good point that you're touching. While we are with this channel, we are sending notifications about governance. That's excellent. But if there is a need to communicate something like a broadcast news type of thing that you need to communicate to the entire ShapeShift subscribers or list of subscribers, you can do that just as easy as you send an email right now. So you pretty much put like a subject, the body of the message that you want to send, and you send it, and everybody will receive it. Part of the things is that there is so much flexibility because we are offering 3 types of notifications. One of them being broadcast, that is when you want to notify something to everyone in the list of subscribers, but you can also send targeted notifications if it makes sense to communicate something directly to one person or one recipient. And we also offer subsets, which is, let's say you have working groups or something like that, then you can create subsets of people or groups of people that will receive notifications, one notification, but not the other.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely. I think it would make sense for us to set up kind of another channel. So there's the ShapeShift governance channel. I think we could have another just ShapeShift product channel. And we used to do push notifications using a centralized provider back at centralized ShapeShift. And so I could totally see, like, very similarly to in our mobile app, when you first opened it, it prompted you to opt into push notifications. We can have something similar. And yeah, it's pretty interesting, like, just to compare how before everything was centralized and we had our own servers and databases and third-party tools that we would use to trigger events that would then tell the centralized provider to send push notifications. And it's really interesting to kind of see how things will work very similarly. Like, we'll still be able to provide a lot of the same push notifications and experience, but in a completely decentralized fashion, and without us, hosting any of these servers, just getting data directly from the blockchain, for example, to trigger these notifications is super interesting. So I'm excited about that. And again, I'm really excited about the opportunity for us to be another UI for your protocol and to display notifications to our users for all the different channels that they're following within our UI.
Yeah, and one of the things that you said is creating another channel, but the thing is, it's not even necessary to create a second channel, for instance, because with one channel you can send notifications about different nature, right? You can send your governance notifications, you can send DeFi specific notifications, but once we release user preferences or user settings, you will be able to cherry pick. Do I want only governance? Yes, that's what you will get. So that's what's coming very soon.
That's a great point. I actually think it might be better just to use those user settings and keep one channel and automatically opt in all of our users also into these governance notifications, and then they can opt out if they want to.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's all signed messages, right? So their users are never having to pay any gas fees to opt in or adjust their settings, right?
You got it. You got it.
We love that. We got a question from the audience, and that reminds me, community members, if you got any questions, please feel free to post them in the stage chat or raise your hand. We can bring you up on stage. We got a question from PTT. any plans to support IBC networks? PTT is a big fan of the Cosmos ecosystem.
Muktanshu, you want to take this one?
Yeah. So for now, we are trying to get into any networks that we can. We are for now, as Jeff said, we are good with EVM compatible networks. But that's what we have planned for now. We have to be more network friendly. We have to get into every kind of networks that we can, and also we have to be more user friendly so that the channel creation will be a lot easier than it's right now. So that's what we are working on. Some proof of concepts are out, some we have taken inputs from here now, and this one can also be taken as an input. So we'll try to work upon it. We'll try to be in any every network as possible, as much possible.
Awesome, that's what we like to hear. Really exciting, and yeah, we have a similar philosophy. So excited to hear that you guys are going to be expanding to as many networks as possible. We'll be doing the same.
You know, one other thing, Willie, that we have been discussing when we started working on this collaboration is usually, and because of how ShapeShift works, right? Usually, when it comes to DeFi, many of the notifications that we have worked have been reactive notifications, meaning that something is happening to your, let's say your loan, right? It's approaching liquidation or something like that.
But I could have used those notifications in the
past. Exactly, right? Especially now, they're in the crazy market conditions. All right, but there's also the other approach where notifications are not reactive, but you can turn them into a proactive approach. So what if there is a new vault, like paying really, really high APYs? Then you want to notify everyone at ShapeShift so that they can jump in and start participating, right? Because that is a great opportunity to start getting really high APYs, and that's where EPNS becomes a tool that you can put in favor of the users so that they make the best of your platform.
I love that. Yeah, I can only imagine how high of a conversion rate we'd have from a notification with quadruple digit APRs. I love that idea. Yeah. I guess, yeah, on that note, can you guys give what are some examples, or what's an example of a really interesting use case or implementation you guys have seen so far with EPNS?
Yeah, EPNS is a protocol in service of every other protocol, because every protocol needs communication. That's what we brings to the table. So in the DeFi space is where you can imagine many use cases, loan liquidations, alerts for traders on price of different tokens or assets in general. But there are other
sorry. It's my
Sorry, I brought Sublingual Stewart up on stage to ask a question. I'm going to mute him until you finish.
But it's turned on my speakers, so
Jeff,
it's grabbing, it's feedbacking. My speaker is feedbacking because I need to put on my headphones.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
It's feedbacking. Say something to see it's feedbacking. Like the sound feedbacking from my speakers into the microphone.
Hey, Sublingual Stewart. Sorry, I think I messed up by clicking mute for a second. But yeah, and I think we interrupted Jeff. Do you have a question that you'd like to ask?
Yeah, I have a question. You were talking about this notification settings. You are able, and is everybody able to listen to me? Is not cutting or anything?
Yeah, you sound.
We can hear you.
Oh, right. So you're saying about the DeFi protocols that notification to give a notification to everyone, so everyone can know how to go to there and find it in the moment it starts. And I can reference the group that I am, and that's the Portuguese channel. There's a Brazilian channel. It's not Brazilian, but most of the people there are Brazilian. But it's the Portuguese channel that I'm not sure if other parts of the Discord have this approach, but we have this at least the guys that run the channel have a bot that sends instant messages from Discord to Telegram. And for me, it's like the way I get involved in it, because I see the notifications on Telegram way better than I see on Discord. So this dual bot approach that notifies on Telegram works for me at least. So it's just a use case. I'm not sure if it's used on other channels, but on this channel it works for me because I get the notifications right here on my Telegram, and I go straight to Discord to answer or do anything that's needed.
Yes.
And it's kind of simply because
No,
Discord and Telegram are very different approaches of instant messages. I can say so. And on Discord, it's not that easy to get instant notifications, but on Telegram it is, you know. And when something happens on the Portuguese channel from ShapeShift, and I see it right here because it notifies me, and on Discord I don't see it. I need to be on Discord. It works really well for me.
Totally.
Really well. Yeah.
I totally understand where you're coming from. That's a great question. Part of the things that we're doing for that specifically is that we are putting a lot of efforts in creating more tooling for the developers, right? Because they are the ones that will eventually end up creating all the solutions, right? So what we are putting together is expanding our backend SDK, our front-end SDK, building more SDKs, and this conversation about triggering notifications to other messaging systems like Telegram or WhatsApp.
It seems it's kind of simple. It seems kind of simple, you know, and it works because I got notifications from Discord, from Telegram. Yeah. Excuse me, from Telegram. I got notifications from Telegram instantly, and from Discord, I need to be on the platform all the time, you know. Exactly. And sometimes my Discord is off, is not even open. I'm doing other things on my computer, but Telegram is really it not gets too much from my computer. No, it's just running on the background, but I get it, and then I open Discord to see what's about, you know. But I get the notifications there, you know. It's a cross platform thing that I think it's not that hard to implement. It's not that hard to put it because it's already here. It's on the Portuguese channel from ShapeShift. So I think it's something kind of easy that works for me.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
So Jack, what were you guys saying about being able to send notifications to other messaging services?
I was just saying that this is an ongoing conversation already. Developers are super interested in developing channels that communicate, and I'm talking about communication channels between EPNS notifications or notifications coming from your Web3 platforms that you interface with to let's call it centralized platforms like Telegram or Discord. So that's in the works by the developers community. What we are giving is developers the tooling that they need to get them done.
Super cool. Well, hopefully a developer builds the bot for making Discord notifications and Telegram notifications. I agree, Sublingual, it'd be great for us to automatically have
That's exactly what I got. That's exactly what I got.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who made it, but that's exactly what I got. Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. I think that'd be a great idea. Hopefully too. You know, maybe we'll build it, but it sounds like it might just get built by
really. And just to finish what we were talking about, different use cases. So I said the ones for DeFi, but you know, I think on every community we find NFT fans. So in terms of NFT, for instance, you can get notifications for the usual marketplaces things that happens, like activities like you got an offer for one of your NFTs, you sold one of your NFTs, you were participating in an auction and you were outbid. So that's one way of putting it, is you keeping an eye on your assets without keeping an eye on your assets. Let the information flow to you rather than you having to go to your platforms every day, 10 times a day.
Oh, that's an awesome use case for NFTs. Makes a ton of sense, and appreciate you sharing that. I think it helped us to get the creative juices flowing.
Yeah. And one more channel before I give the opportunity to Mutancio. One more channel that is really interesting. It's our #1 channel in popularity right now. It's the ENS channel. So many of everyone in here will have an ENS domain. So basically, you subscribe to that channel and you will receive a notification 7 days before the expiration, so that you can avoid losing it. You click the notification, and it takes you to the renewal page. So yeah.
Super cool. Yeah, anyone who's got an ENS, make sure you opt in. It's I can only imagine how bad it would feel to miss that renewal date and lose an ENS that you've been using for years. Mutancio, did you have any cool use cases you wanted to share?
Yeah, that's the thing, because like being in EPNS, I've encountered many cool like use cases for that. One of them being like most famous for lazy persons like me, which is the article based notification. So we have got many projects, be it Coindesk, be it Rect, or be it the Defiant. So we can post like if there is any new article, you'll get informed about that article being published with like a small bit of it on your notification with the heading and with a small description that what the article is about. Other than that, we have also covered my favorite gaming notifications. So we have done a collaboration where we send a notification if a gaming tournament is starting in like 30 minutes, and information about that, being if it's an arcade game, what's the map, what's the stuff like that. Other than that, we have the generic loan liquidity case, which everyone loves. We have the governance ones, and we have service-based cases like the one with ENS or the one with auction marketplace. So we have covered also the auction marketplace cases where you don't have to like visit to get the information that you've been outbidded or your purchase has been cancelled or your offer has been accepted. It's just on your EPNS browser extension. It's that how it is easy to get an information which is like flowing towards you using EPNS.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing those use cases. I'm really excited about this integration. I know this is just the beginning with the governance channel, but I think it's exciting, and I know growth is probably already thinking about. I love your example of like new blog posts. We do a lot of blog posts, and we have a lot of announcements. So starting to experiment with some custom notifications. And yeah, I get really excited about the deeper integration with the product, and again, the integrating other channels and just providing another UI. At centralized ShapeShift, we had over 1 million users on our email list, and that was that was one of our primary ways of communicating with our users via email. And going forward, we're getting rid of all of that. Users will not be able, in a few months, they will not be able to sign up with email anymore. And all we'll have is their crypto addresses. And we won't even have those crypto addresses, right? Because we're not storing that. So the fact that they can opt in and you guys will store that, I imagine on IPFS is where that data gets stored. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just really exciting. So I'm looking forward to this initial use case and also a deeper integration to come.
Yeah. It's just that we are moving towards a decentralized net to be like very cliche. But the thing is that we are still clinging to some of the protocols which is very Web2 based or very centralized. Getting into like the Web3 typical wallet address stuff, getting your newsletter in your wallet address just by subscribing to a channel, not being spammed by the emails or Discord DMs, which we do. We always get some pump server notifications or pump server emails, but that's not the case with EPNs. That's the thing is from evolving to Web2, which we have been hooked to with a long time in like a subconscious state of mind, but then just transforming ourselves into like notifying people and communicating through people just through the Web3 things, just with your wallet address, not being spammy and stuff like that. It sounds like a very good collaboration to me, and I'm like looking to work forward. Yeah.
Let's DAO it, and the fact that we can have a DAO-to-DAO relationship is just awesome. So we got 15 minutes left. I definitely want to encourage anyone who's got any questions for the EPNS team to ask them while they're here. I think I've pretty much covered all my questions related to like ShapeShift and EPNS collaboration. Something that I know a lot of community members, myself included, are interested in is tokenomics. So I would love to just hear a little bit about EPNS token and the tokenomics for your protocol.
I can take that one. So yeah, basically, and yeah, this is interesting because even when we published our tokenomics after our token generation event, one of the things in there, it really marks our intent to be a community-owned project. 53% of the entire push will be allocated to community, and we have been working in so many strategies to make distribution among as many holders as we can, so that we have had programs like Rockstars of EPNS that was an ongoing program for 1 year time that was giving away tokens for people to create awareness and adoption of EPNS. Now I want to plug in one more thing, which is our Push Grants program. Again, like many other programs, is aiming to support and give financial support to people and teams wanting to develop their projects or their ideas, as long as they provide value for EPNS. What's the value proposition for EPNS is to be discussed. We are putting everything together in order to, right now Push Grants is running, but we're putting a lot of infrastructure together so that we can support better and better and better the builders. But in terms of our tokenomics, that is the part that I wanted to share the most. The other things are like the pretty standard things, right? Not sure if we want to go there, like team and investors and whatnot. But yeah,
No,
the 53%. Yeah,
no, that's awesome.
53% per community. Yeah,
53% for community. That's what we care about. Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, thank you guys. I got the push airdrop, and have been staking ever since.
Wow.
And so it sounded like you guys might be working on a grants program for developers. So that's something we could potentially look into as we consider building an interface for you guys.
Definitely.
So how does, I guess one piece of the tokenomics I'm curious about is how do you guys envision kind of, I guess, EPNS protocol generating value and that value then accruing to EPNS token holders?
Sorry. You can hear me okay, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And good thing that you asked this question. There are two things that are really important. How do EPNS will generate fees? There will be a service fee in the future, right? After our governance is in place and after many things that we have to complete before we get there, governance will play a role in defining how much that service fee will be, right? But that will not happen. I think it's not going to happen, not even in a 1 year time. And we're still finding out our best alternatives for this. Possibly it could go in a tiered fashion where depending on which tier you fall into, then there is a different service fee. But again, that's still to be defined. The cool thing that I wanted to add, and it's related to the other question about tokenomics, is one cool feature that comes with our token that is called fee split. So if you are a token holder, then just by being a token holder, you are entitled to participate in fee split. Fee split is from all the fees collected from all the protocols using EPNS in the future, when service fees is enabled, then you as a token holder will be able to get a share of that. It's going to be defined by governance, but it's a pretty good deal.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of governance tokens that give you the ability to participate in the value created by the DAO. So awesome to see you guys are working on a model like that. Cool. Well, I'm running low on questions. Do you guys have any questions for ShapeShift?
No, you know what? It's just that whenever I go to your platform, I get excited about all the different opportunities that I can foresee, right? I guess I am more staying always on the DeFi menu of ShapeShift, so that's the one that I love the most. But that's why I brought the topic about bringing opportunities as well as being the opportunity to react to events. There's there's a ton of opportunities with ShapeShift. I love how you are working in such a DAO fashion, right? That's amazing. That's just beautiful. So yeah, from my point of view, is just waiting to add more and more notifications, and what you were talking about, integrating all your notifications to come and create a one-stop shop for every user of ShapeShift.
Love it. And you just gave me an idea. Go ahead, Sublingual.
Oh, what's your from the whole ecosystem and all the DeFi platforms that are available? What's your to-go platform for maybe staking, maybe borrowing, maybe I'm saying this because I started using Agave for some time, and I'm really enjoying. I'm not sure if it's actually related to ShapeShift, but it's working amazingly. It's working amazingly, and I really like it. But I'm not that I don't have that knowledge about other DeFi platforms and protocols that enable us to do the thing that we are out here to do, that is just banks and use DeFi. And
yeah, I totally hear where you're coming from, Sublingual. I mean, it honestly seems like I bribed you to ask this question because it's you're teeing me up so well. Yeah, to your point right now, there's a ton. Agave is actually a fork of Aave, and it's just one of many different lending and borrowing protocols. And to your point, it's hard for a new beginner user to find out about these different protocols and to know which one is the best fit, right? And which has the best rates, which one matches your risk appetite the best. And for a beginner user, right now it's very a fragmented experience, and you have to go to multiple different interfaces. You got to go to Agave, Aave, Compound, and then Rari. And Rari has all these different pools, and it's a lot of work to figure out, okay, which is actually the best net APY for the specific tokens I want to lend and borrow. And that's where ShapeShift comes in, is aggregating all these protocols, providing one super clean, optimized UI UX for these popular categories like lending and borrowing, and aggregating all the different protocols into one UI so that users don't have to go to all these different interfaces. And so similarly, a platform like Agave doesn't even necessarily have to build, maintain, and host their own interface. We can focus on that, and they can focus on the protocol. And Jack gave me a really good... Yeah, thank you. Thanks for asking. And I look forward to having Agave integrated on ShapeShift.
I'm amazingly using it. It's working flawless for me, I'm doing things in way simpler way that I tend to do things on like my regular bank account, like lending and borrowing and staking and all those sorts of things. It just works. I love XDAI. I think XDAI, because of the fees, it's the my way to go with the Fox token. Usually have an Xfox because I really love using it in XDAI, and so I was I'm just saying good things about it because it was working for me, but I need to dig it even more to know other things. But it works. And
it works.
And
you heard it here first, folks. Agave works.
Like I paid a bill. I shorted Bitcoin for a while today and paid a bill, and paid it in Agave some hours later, and
all right, so we're running out of time. I think we're going a little bit off topic
on my
here.
bill, because I shorted Bitcoin. I borrowed.
All right, I think we're going a little off topic, so I'm going to move you to audience Sublingual. But great to hear Agave works, and I certainly look forward to us integrating that on ShapeShift.
What was the idea?
Go ahead, Muktanshu.
Yeah, I'll just answer a small question from the channel. So basically, someone asked that there is a spam folder and why, what is like its significance. So that's why I was mentioning the spamming thing in the Gmail. So whenever you are not opting into a channel which is listed on our app, if they then surely want to send a notification on that, like your public address, they want to like physically send that notification, you'll get that notification into the spam folder so that you are not disturbed in any kind of way. That's why the spam folder is for. So you'll just get the notification in your inbox for the channels you are opted into. Yeah, I
To, to
guess your
expand on
question is
to expand on this one a little bit, so that is, let's say for instance, you are not subscribed to receiving notification from ShapeShift, but they can still reach out to you. The notification will just go to the spam folder. The cool thing is that you can actually read the notification. You can say, oh my God, I would have loved to receive this notification as a push notification so that I can take this opportunity to get high APYs. And at that moment, you can say, yeah, I'm going to opt in from now on, right? But that is giving ShapeShift the opportunity to reach out to you and yet not bothering you in case you didn't want to be bothered.
This is very interesting. So, like, do you think we should just send a notification to like every Ethereum address? We also have a list of every Ethereum address that's ever used ShapeShift. Like, what are your thoughts on whether we should, how we should leverage this spam?
Well, actually, you know, the way different teams have been using using this is that they already have the wallet addresses that have interface with them, right? Not every wallet address, but the users that have interface with them at some moment for whatever reason. So they have been sending notifications to them, just an initial one, just saying, hey, we just have notifications now. Come check it out, right? And whoever finds it useful, they can opt in from there.
Very cool. Great. Thanks for sharing that. I bet Growth can come up with some creative ideas for how we can at least message all of our former users. We've got like 1 million addresses of users who have ever created Ethereum assets with ShapeShift before that we got together for the airdrop. So it would have been great to have that when we did the airdrop. We could have notified all of them. Hey, you got Fox.
Yeah.
Super cool. You also gave me an idea too, Jeff. One thing we can do as we integrate all these different protocols, we can have like in our UI, when a user deposits into Compound, for instance, we could prompt them to opt into the Compound channel to receive notifications like at that moment, which I think would be an awesome way that we could add value.
Music to my ears.
Well, this has been epic. I really appreciate you guys joining us today and giving us such a great overview of EPNS and also giving us the early opportunity to opt into the channel. What are the next steps here? I know we've got a launch planned out. Can you share when the announcement's going out?
Actually, the channel is live right now, right? That's why you can go and opt in. The channel announcement is also live. It's in our Twitter. I'll share the tweeting here so that you can say it and you can interact with it. It would be cool. And of course, you can always reach out to us. You can reach out to any of our social channels that you will find all of them in our website, epns.io. And yeah, I really do see so many collaboration opportunities between ShapeShift and EPNS that I hope that we continue expanding the notifications for ShapeShift.
Likewise, I'm really excited about the future potential. So you said the channel is live, but when I go to like view channels, if I search ShapeShift, it doesn't show up yet. Are we waiting to like add it to the front end?
No, it should be there. I was looking at it in the morning. Let me just confirm.
Because Muktanshu sent us a special link that had the.
Oh yeah, he sent the direct link so that you only see that channel, but he did it just to be practical. But in the search bar, I'm there right now. Let me search. Oh, okay. I will find out what's going on. It should be showing. It was showing. Not sure why. I also don't see it, but yeah, we will fix that, and you should be able to search for it, and it will be there.
Awesome.
Yeah, but the channel is live. It's just that whenever you get a new proposal, user will like get the notification for that.
Awesome. Yeah, and I see we've already got some subscribers. Thanks everyone who subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, check out the link that Muktanshu shared above. Also, real quick, while we have you, HPlane reported that when he clicks on ShapeShift Governance, he gets a 404 on this page.
That's the channel CTA. That's some kind of error while creating the channel. I guess the CTA was not copy pasted, or there was some problem in the call to action link. It will be fixed like shortly. I've informed the developers. It will be like up in like an hour. So it's just
Awesome.
redirects you to the ShapeShift website.
Awesome. Sweet. And what? Remind me one more time. When is the announcement going out? When should we all be ready to smash retweet?
We can come here to the ShapeShift DAO channel, or to if you have a general channel, or we can just let you know so that you can share the news with everybody.
Perfect. Sounds great. Yeah, looking forward to posting an announcement, and then hope you guys will all be standing by to smash that retweet. We can make a big splash with this.
Yes. Sounds
awesome.
Like
Thank you so much, Jeff. Yeah, appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the metaverse.
Yeah. See you
Thanks
there.
for having us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.